Have you ever wondered why you keep repeating the same mistakes? Why some emotions feel so automatic, so familiar? Or why certain situations feel like they were meant to happen? Carl Jung believed there are deep patterns inside every human being. Ancient forces buried in the unconscious, shaping our thoughts, feelings, and actions, without us even realizing it. These hidden forces are called archetypes, and one of them may be secretly controlling your life. Let's find out which one. What are archetypes? Carl Jung believed that deep inside the human mind, there are universal patterns, shared by all people, in every culture, in every time period. He called these patterns archetypes. An archetype isn't just a character or a personality. It's a psychological blueprint, a kind of inner script that shapes how we think, feel, and behave. Even if you've never heard of them, you've seen them, everywhere. The hero, the one who must prove their strength through struggle. The victim, always feeling powerless, blaming others. The mother, always nurturing, always giving. The shadow, the part of us we fear, deny, or hide. These archetypes live in stories, myths, movies, and in us. They form in childhood. They're influenced by trauma, by society, and by the roles we're told to play. And once they take root, they start to shape our reality, without asking for permission. But the most dangerous archetypes are the ones you don't even know are there. How archetypes control you. You might think your choices are your own, but many of them were made long before you were aware. That's how archetypes work. Let's say you're someone who always helps others. You sacrifice your time, your energy, even your happiness. People call you kind, but deep inside you feel unseen, maybe even used. This could be the caregiver archetype, not love, but a role. One you learned as a child, when love was something you had to earn, or maybe you always feel the need to prove yourself, to win, to be strong, to carry everything alone. That's the hero archetype. But it can also be a cage, a mask you wear to hide your fear of being weak. And then there's the victim archetype, the one who blames, avoids, and waits for someone else to save them. It feels safer than facing the truth, that no one is coming to rescue you. Most people live their whole lives inside just one or two of these roles, repeating the same patterns in love, work, and even in how they talk to themselves. And the worst part? They don't even realize it, because when an archetype takes over, it feels normal. It feels like you, the most dangerous archetype, the shadow. Among all the archetypes Carl Jung described, there is one that is more powerful and more dangerous than the rest. It's called the shadow. The shadow isn't evil. It's not a demon or a curse. It's simply everything you refuse to see in yourself, your fears, your jealousy, your anger, shame, insecurities, the parts you were told were too much or not enough. So you pushed them away. You pretended they weren't there. You buried them deep in your unconscious. But what we ignore doesn't disappear. It grows. The shadow controls your reactions. It whispers when you feel triggered. It lashes out when you're rejected. It sabotages relationships, goals, even your self-worth. Because what stays in the dark stays in control. Carl Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Facing your shadow isn't easy, but it's the only way to stop living a life that isn't really yours. How to recognize your archetype. So how do you find the archetype that's guiding your life? It's not about reading books or taking personality tests. It's about paying attention to your patterns, your emotions, your triggers. Here are 3 simple questions you can ask yourself. What role do I always play in relationships? Are you always the helper, the fixer, the one who stays quiet to keep the peace? That role might be your archetype acting on autopilot. What do I avoid or deny about myself? Do you hide your anger, your neediness, your fear of failure? Whatever you reject might be part of your shadow. Who triggers me and why? Think about the people who make you uncomfortable, the ones who annoy or frustrate you. Often they're showing you something you've buried in yourself. That's your unconscious trying to wake you up. Your archetypes are not your enemy. They were formed to protect you. But now, you must choose who you want to become. And that starts with awareness. How to break free awareness is the first step. You can't change what you can't see, but once you recognize the archetype running your life, you have a choice. You don't have to stay the hero, always strong. You don't have to stay the victim, always waiting. You don't have to keep hiding your shadow. You can face it, listen to it, learn from it. Carl Jung believed that the path to healing isn't about becoming perfect, it's about becoming whole. Wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one's being, but by integration of the contraries. This means welcoming both your light and your darkness, your strength and your fear, your dreams and your wounds. The archetype may have written your past, but it doesn't have to write your future. You are not just a character in the story, you are the author, once you awaken to what's been hidden inside. If this spoke to something deep, and you follow Mulder for more truths you were never told, and remember, the journey inward is the one that sets you free.